Everybody needs somebody who they can call on when they're in need. All right. We are here at the Out of the Mud Studios at the Out of the Mud Universe, and we're listening to Try Him with Tim G. This is a Flint native with a banger for Christ. Now just listen and groove, and we'll get started soon. Did you try Jesus for yourself? As you go along the journey you must face, you're gonna need somebody's help. Oh yeah, Jesus is standing there by your side. You can always turn to Him when you can't find no one else. You ought to try the Lord. He will give you rest. He's so kind, oh yeah. Your life is not complete. Did you try Jesus for yourself? Earthly relationships are sometimes fun to have, but they may slip away just like the plane of. All right. We are here again, and this is The Journey with Alexandria Lopez, episode 2. And what's today's title? How to Build Healthy Relationships. And here's Alexandria.
Hi, everyone. This is Alexandria. For those that have not seen us here, we're here just to help you guys and bring some good information. But the most of it all, we're here to bring knowledge and just a little help. Tune in with us. Today, we'll be talking about how to build healthy relationship. And I hope what I have to say that can help anyone and everyone.
Alex, I ain't hear what you said. What you say? You were asking me something?
I'm just waiting for the questions that you got for me today.
No, you gotta start. So, Alex.
Yes, sir.
How have you been since you last been here?
I've been fantastic.
You've been fantastic.
I've been fantastic.
Look, got you on here grinning and smiling extra hard. So last episode was about what was it? It was when you don't I can't think of what it was because I just had it. I was just saying it earlier. When you don't follow directions and you get hit upside the head, something to that effect. And this one is relationships. So what's got you thinking about relationships today?
I think last time we was talking about relationship. We was talking a little bit about how to create boundaries and what to allow and what not to allow. It's pretty much what you're gonna accept and what you will not accept. So, what got me today wanting to talk about relationship is because I come across so many people, so many couples, so many just friends that don't know how to handle relationship, don't know how to create boundaries for themselves, don't really know how to stand up and and find themselves and find what they want, find what you accept, find what you okay with it, and find what you not okay with it. Um, I think the key element for health relationship, first thing is communication. Communication. Communication is crucial for expressing your needs, right? Resolving conflict, but the most of it all is to foster understanding, right? Communication is to understand one another. I really truly meet so many people that don't know how to communicate, don't want to communicate. It's just that my way, no other way, my way, the hard way. And it never works. It never works, right? So I made some notes I made some little notes, and here is the building to build healthy relationships involves communication, mutual respect, and trust. Is also requiring. It's in this is only work if you looking for healthy relationship, right? It require prioritizing self-care, spending quality time with one another, and setting healthy boundary.
Okay, that's some of the things going on in that. Now, how have you grown in your relationships?
I learned how to listen to understand. I think listening to respond is the first thing that we do. We're not aware of it. We don't understand why is my relationship. I'm talking. I'm expressing what I want. I'm telling them what I want, and it seems like they're not listening. They not. They don't care to understand me. But the key of communication is listening to understand. A lot of people those they listen to respond, and if you're coming into a relationship to respond, you're not going to understand what the other person needs are.
That's understandable. I get it. That's amazing. Um, and your growth wasn't an easy journey.
Ooh, growth, no, I had to lose something to grow. Sometimes, yeah, no, that wasn't. The journey of growth is never easy. It never ends. Is a day to day thing, but you gotta be willing to take advice too. And I'm not talking about advices from foolishness, right? Because sometimes we hear people and they got no good advice for us. We talking about taking counsel.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you already got somebody responding saying something. So one of your fans,
Okay.
Tommy Boy,
Hey Tommy, how's it going? How are you?
he's saying the smile can light up any night.
Thank you.
And he said, I definitely agree. So he's agreeing with what you're saying.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah. Um, so let's keep going on that. So you already went over the keys and elements of a healthy relationship, correct?
Yes,
With
I did.
communication.
I did. I can't repeat that if you missed it.
No, no, listen at you. What about nurturing? What's the big thing about nurturing for you? When you look at that and you say nurturing, what is that for you, and what do you believe that is when it comes to being nurturing as a woman towards a man and a man towards a woman?
So I see nurturing is maintaining maintenance, right? You find the friends, you find the boyfriend, the husband, you finally get the wife or the husband that you want, whoever it is, however it is, right? And you got them for a reason. Either you spent some time, either you spoke to them, either you bought them flowers, either that's nurturing, right? Helping somebody, feeding somebody, taking care of somebody, giving them attention, listening to them. That's the nurturing part, right? And then you roll the person in, right? So, for example, when I meet new friends, the first thing I do is I will smile to them, right? So they will be drawn to that smile, right? They will draw. I will draw people with my smile, right? But now I'm your friend. Now we're in a relationship. Now we're the boyfriend. Now whatever we can become, right? And you don't get that smile no more.
So you saying you draw people in with a smile and you
Oh,
take it
of
away?
course. No, I don't, because that's not nurturing. But nurturing is keeping that smile. Keeping that smile. If that smile is what rolled them in, you're gonna keep that smile.
But what if you're not a smiler and you just did it because you like that person?
You just wasn't you. You was just pretending. Because if you're not smiling and if you only smile because you like somebody, it is I mean, that's not who you are, right?
What if you have a resting face and that's your smile?
I don't know what that means.
Some people just have, and that's their face, and you think they mad or sad, but that. That's just
Well,
their face.
I mean, we talking about relationship. If you with the person that like your resting face, they like your resting face. I
Oh,
mean,
I've talked to some women that had some resting faces, and you're like, are you happy? Yes. You sure?
was
Very,
you happy?
very. Yeah, they were amazing women.
Where are they at now?
I messed up, or they messed up, or we messed up.
Because the rest faces says I'm
Had
not
had
ready.
nothing to do with their face.
Okay, well, it's
Beautiful faces.
okay, but it didn't work. So
No, then I messed up. They messed up. We messed up.
because I mean, we could go there, but we're not going there.
Listen, that you just want to kick me in the head, don't
No, because we talking about nurturing,
you?
and
Yeah.
I use this smile because it's something that I will always give to people, right? And when they don't see me smile, they ask me what's going on. Why? I mean, why you not smiling? You okay? So but they met me with that smile. So when I'm not smiling to them or I'm not treating them with the same way, am I nurturing them? Nurturing is something that you will take care of it, you protect. It's just like a mom and a son, a wife and a husband and wife. Nurturing, if you have a friend, you got to maintain, you got to nurture them, you got to call them once in a while, you got to stay close, you got to include them, you got to talk to them, you got to make time to it. So when it comes to nurturing in a relationship, you cannot nurturing if you don't prioritize.
Gotcha.
If you don't, you can't nurture something, because nurturing is protect, and you can only protect if you surround. And in order to surround, you got to prioritize.
Yeah, I got you. That's amazing. So remember, this is Out of the Mud Universe Studios, and the number is 248-820-5053. That's 248-820-5053. Call in and ask Miss Lopez any question about relationships you want, because she's doing relationships today. And I'm sure if you ask her any question, she could knock it out the park and give you a good answer. But here we go. Back to round two.
Yes. Yes.
Now, positive interactions.
Hmm.
What is that to you?
Positivity in the action. Well,
Not the definition, but what is it to you
to
as a woman, and your understanding of the world and the life that you want when it comes to positive interactions?
to keep positive, to keep a positive in everything you do. When it comes uh, when it comes to your relationship, you gotta see the best out of anything. Even if you guys are not having the most happy day, it's up to you to create that positive environment. Even if a life is not going the way you want, even if the day is not going the way you want, you still have a responsibility to create positive interaction with one another. So I guess my question, I guess to really understand what was your question, what is positivity to me? To keep a smile on your face. Keep the smile on your face. Take the bad and make it good, and take the good and keep it good. I mean, how can you stay positive in a relationship, right? You always remember the good times, always remember the good memories. Things is not always the way we think it is. One day that too shall pass. We all gonna have bad days, but what are you gonna do with that bad day is up to you. What I do with my bad days is I pray about it, I cry about it, but I will always look at the positive in any bad situation. I always gonna turn the positive. I always gonna turn the negative to a positive. I don't care where I go with who I am, especially in a relationship with my mate, will always be a positive thing. Even if we don't have reasons to be positive, we're just gonna go back to the yesterday things, whether it was good or bad. We're going to go back and we're going to turn into a positive experience.
Okay. So, what about? I know you just said even in the bad, when you don't like them, you love them, but you don't like them. You get on your nerves. Like all the cute things that you thought was cute, his nose is big now and his teeth is crooked, and when those, oh, I love your crooked teeth and your big nose and all that. Now, so how do you keep positive there? Does it take a lot of prayer and fasting, or is it just you understand that it takes a little time to get past whatever y'all dealing with?
I mean, I don't think the physical appearance has nothing to do with with staying positive because I mean, So
You don't think that it's a little simpler to get through something when it's beautiful?
so you get in a relationship with somebody and you just found out their teeth is crooked, but you're in a relationship with them. I mean, I don't get it.
You don't get it.
So I guess I missed your question.
So look here, she gonna start getting upset with me, y'all. Um, just the when dealing with a situation and the person is making it difficult for you to get through it, and all the imperfections of that person start to raise up because you're thinking about, why am I here? Yeah, I got past it because I wasn't looking at that at first, but now that we dealing with this, I notice it,
Well,
and it ain't as cute as I thought it was at first. And all those things that were attractive, they ain't as attractive, as because it's like, this is a really tough situation to get through, and I'm trying to be positive because I want this relationship to continue. So that's more so what I'm speaking.
how man, the physical appearance is such a lack of love. First of all, I would not want if I'm going to be in a relationship with a person with a man. We talking about a mate here. We talking about relationship as a couple, and I'm with you, and now I'm upset with you, and all of a sudden your looks matter. That means I was never in love with you anyway. I wasn't. It's like how I feel in the beginning. It wasn't real anyway. So how can you get in a relationship with a person and all of a sudden you guys are not getting along, you guys are not seeing face to face, and your looks is gonna matter? It doesn't even make sense to me.
Well, all of it comes together as one. A person can be a great person. Person can have a lot of different attributes, but looks is a part of it. That's the first thing we understand and know is looks.
But you should look at that before you enter the relationship.
You do. But
Okay.
after relationship, them looks start to get a little rough when you going through something. Like, oh man, she was fine, but she a headache. She got bad credit. She up here, she messing. She won't let me.
No, 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 no,
She
no, no.
bugging me with just going to see my
Those
mama.
are things that we those are things that you gotta see and watch before you even get in a
I
relationship.
didn't
That
know she was sweet. She was cooking every day. She made me feel like the man that I
you
am.
was there because you had interest in something. You
Most
wasn't there for
definitely,
the
I was
right reason.
interested in
You was there
everything about her.
because you wanted to use what she has to offer. And now that she came with a little challenges, she's requiring something, and you are looking in for the outside when actually the inside it's what matters and requires you to pay a little attention.
She got a negative 7,500 credit score, so I'm supposed to deal with that, and $80,000 in debt. What I'm supposed to do with that?
You should know before you get in a relationship, because now you're in a relationship, it becomes part of your problem.
Okay, but I didn't know, and I got caught up. So now what?
I mean, do you love her?
Yeah, she living with me now, and we got this
The
big old
question is
thing.
not where she is do you love her?
I think so. I done spent all this money on her. I think so.
Okay, so if you love her, the looks, the crooked teeth, the credit, it wouldn't matter to me.
I'm a garbage man. I'm gonna have to work overtime for 16 years just to pay off all this stuff.
I think before you even go in any further, you would ask her to kind of take care of it before you even go any further.
Oh, so she does have to take some accountability for it.
And is that hers?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. That sounds great to me. We going somewhere with me.
Oh, you.
Some accountability.
I
I
mean,
love it.
nobody's asking nobody to take care of no grown adults. That's not what a relationship is. The relationship is serving. I serve you, you serve me. You can't come into a relationship expecting her to cook for you every day because you don't know how to cook. I guess you got some classes to take.
I can cook. That's what attracted her to me,
Okay,
because
so
she's like, you a man, you can cook. Yeah, I'm single, so I got to cook something. Do you want a fried hot dog? She loved it.
okay.
I put onions on it.
Okay, y'all. That's that's
Yeah, but Tommy Boy back again. So tell me, what is the best thing that happened to you today besides God allowing you to wake up today?
Was that a question for me?
That was a question for you.
Okay. Wow. Wow. What happens to me today? Well, I wasn't really ready to share, but Tommy, that was a good question. I wake up this morning and I took a day off from my job. And as I was laying in bed, not feeling so okay, I received a phone call from a longtime friend, and she ended up informing to me that she wants to pass on a business that she has built over the past 3 years. And she informed to me that last year her business generated a quite a feel higher number, and that made me very happy that she wants to pass that business for me, and she trusts me with that business. So I was very excited about that new career and the new change on life. So, and besides that, just being able to um having a day off and praying. I did a lot of praying today, but besides that, that was amazing day today. Thank you so much. Oh wow. Thank you for the flowers, Tommy. I appreciate that.
So I'm assuming that's what he was talking about when he said the best part of his day, your day. Um, and Tommy Boy sent some flowers up here because he wanted you to know that you're appreciated by him, and he enjoys the interaction and the conversation that you all have had thus far.
Thank you so much.
Oh, now we have I'm Supreme Clientele, Chapter 1, Friendship at First.
That's right. That's how it should be. You got to get to know somebody. You got to get to know a person. You got to be able to stay in each other's home and become friend and know where this goes. I am a firm believer in time is it can answer many questions that we may have. We do not have to jump into anything. We do not have to push anything, because anything that you start with patience, it ends with love.
All right, there you go. There you go. Um, Regular maintenance.
Ooh, you are in my notes.
What
Okay.
is that regular maintenance all about?
Well, it's very important, of course. It require effort, attention.
So women need oil changes?
We all do need oil changes. Men needs oil changes too. But when we talking about maintenance, regular maintenance, we talking about effort and attention, right? Um, I mean, let's go back to the first chapter when we meet somebody, right? We go to dates, we go to dinners, we watch movies, whatever it is that you do when you meet a person, right? And now you guys are together in love and building this whole life. But how can you maintain that relationship as if that was the beginning? It never stop making effort. Never stop maintaining the attention. She should never had to ask you for attention. That should be your number one priority, is to always to remember to give attention to your lady. The same thing as a woman too. We talking about woman. Listen, I know so many women, and I actually was just talking to a few yesterday. They have a husband, they marry, but they don't understand that when your husband gets home, the first thing that you need to do is ask him, how was your day? How was your day? Make that home a place where your wife wants to go to. Make that home a place where your husband wants to go to. I know so many women, so many men, they work, they're so stressed. When they go home, they don't want to hear their wife talking. And then some wife is just waiting on to complain. You didn't do this. The dishes are undone. This is not the first thing. This is not what a relationship is for. The first maintenance and attention that you give to them is, how was your day? I don't care if the house is dirty. I don't care if you upset that he didn't answer your call. I don't care if he was too busy and you couldn't reach him. I don't care whether she was cleaning and cooking or with her mama or her. It don't matter. When you guys see each other, the first thing, how was your day? You need to always test their energy. See how your wife is feeling. See how your husband's feeling. Instead of you just put all those problems, all the frustration because you worked very hard, because you had a rough time at work. That's not your peer's fault. Your peer has nothing to do with how hard it was your day. Even if you feel like they do. Even if you feel like they do. I know a woman right now. They work in hospitals. They work as nurses. They work as supervisor. They have rough job. They deal with people. They work so many hours. They have to deal with patients. But when they go home, they mad at their husband because the dishes in the sink. So how in the world you think that just because of you at the job that you chose that job?
So what's maintenance for you? What does a man need to do for you for maintenance?
It- what a man needs to do for me is what I'm willing to do it for him. I think a man should only do for a woman what a woman's willing to do it for him. Because I'm not going to sit down here and tell a man what I need as a woman because I need to be able to give it to him what he needs. So the first question is not what a man needs to do for me, is what I am willing to do for a man.
Okay.
Because I can sit down here with the selfish spirit. Let's talk about being selfish and tells you what our man needs to do. A man don't need to do anything. All he needs to do is be willing and ready to be loved and wanting to be loved. Number one in a relationship is equally yoked. And we're not just talking about religion because equally yoked means is if you open an egg, if you open inside of an egg, you're not gonna see many colors. It's gonna be one color, and that's yellow. And I bet you the whole egg inside is equal, and the whole egg outside is equal. So you see what I'm saying? You out here looking for a romantic man, but you willing to date a man that's not romantic. That's your problem. That's a you problem. Because if my love language is confirmation, I need to date a man that loves communication. If my love language is romance, I need to be with a romantic man. If your first language, if your love language is a woman that can cook, that can rub on you, and that loves physical touch, you need to be with a woman that loves physical touch. That's relationship is easy. In why it's so easy? Because what are you willing to do for it? What are you willing to go for? And you have to find your do's and your don'ts. So to me, a relationship for me is the one that reciprocates.
Okay. Um, Tommy Boy said, "You're very welcome." And then Tonio Scott said, "Good job." Tommy Boy then said, "Never lose sight of the beautiful qualities that your partner possesses."
Never. That's right. I always acknowledge that. I always let them know that your main priority in a relationship and making sure that you are creating that environment where that person's going to feel loved by you. And early you was asking me about what if they got a tooth with crooked and that. Listen to me. When love is being displayed and that's being presented and you with a person that's really looking to be loved, the looks don't matter. It does not matter. Looks only matter if you with a superficial person that doesn't love you for who you are. Be with a person that loves every part of you, every aspect of you, the loudness, the quietness, the slow, the faster, the bigger and the small, all of it. Be with a person that will embrace you. Most of the time, we trying to fit in places that we are not called or qualified to be in it. We trying to date people that's out of our league. And we not talking about positions and money. We talking about mentality. I know. I mean, I have. I mean, it's not hard for to be single with me. It's not hard because I spend this whole time
Oh, you
figuring
saying
it
it's not
out.
hard for you to be single,
No, no,
or
because I know
okay.
who I am.
Because you said it's not hard to be single with you. I'm in my original thought process is like, okay, somebody with you, you still gonna treat them like you single. Okay, but
No,
now I get what you're saying. It's not
it
difficult for you to stay single.
because when listen,
And Tommy Boy said, "Amen."
amen. Thanks, Tommy.
He
When
also said, "That's exactly why I'm loving your vibe genuinely."
thank you, I appreciate it. My flowers is amazing.
You gonna hold the flowers the whole show?
Yes, why
Oh
not?
wow! You see what you done did, Tommy Boy.
You got a problem with that?
Wow. No, I don't. I have none at all.
Okay. Well, I
But
got flowers, and I'm gonna appreciate that.
all right. But you would go back to answering the question
So
about singleness and being single, and it's not difficult.
no, it's not because I had to learn how to be single.
Hold up, I gotta stop because he just made a. He said, "OMG, I surrender to you."
Okay, okay.
Oh wow.
I want you to surrender to God.
And back to being able to be single.
I spend this whole time being single, and the reason for is because I needed it to learn how to be single. You can never get in a great relationship and still harboring your last relationship. Like the first thing that you do when you come out a relationship that apparently was bad for you is to stay single. It's so important to stay single. You get to know who you are. You get to know your don'ts and your do's. You get to know what is your triggers, boundaries. And once you find all this, and now you know what you want, what you don't want. So if when I get approached, I will respond. I will respond accordingly. If a man approach me and say, "Oh, I want you to come and cook for me," that's just to me right there. It's not even where we going because I don't know you, so you're not really looking to get to know me. So know your don'ts and know your do's. That's it.
Look, I used that before and it worked for me. She was Haitian.
But you still single.
That was then.
Okay, you
I'm saying
can't
I used it. It worked.
you can't leave in a den because if it didn't work then you gotta change.
I ain't say today.
Okay, okay, but it don't work with me.
All
it
right, you
it
not Haitian. You Brazilian.
that don't matter. This is not the first thing you get to know a woman. You trying to be. It's not gonna work. And we're not talking about just men and women because
Understood. Understood.
we got
Yes, ma'am.
women out there too. They so easy that you gotta be careful.
She was not easy. I was just hungry.
And she was just willing to make a cook for you, which you wasn't even her maid yet. She just went and cooked for you. So why take her serious when you can get all this for free? You're not paying, not doing no sacrifice, you're not doing no nurturing. You just asking that was given it to you. That's why it didn't
That was the
last.
introduction. See, there's a whole story behind that, and this is not the time for me to tell that whole
Okay, I
story.
appreciate
And
that.
she had the best in the world red beans and rice,
Okay.
and jerk chicken was amazing.
That wasn't
She,
enough to
she,
keep the relationship
she
going.
uh, it was me, it was her, it was us.
That that it wasn't good enough to honor there for days to come. So now you just got a memory of the red beans and the rice. That's all you remember.
That's all I got. Um, yo, Tommy Boy said already committed to him, but
Amen.
he knows sharing is caring.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's and moving on.
Yes.
So we went from nurturing to positive interactions to regular maintenance, getting the car all tuned up.
Hmm.
Now commitment.
Oh
What does
my.
that mean to you? What is commitment?
Okay, what's commitment to me is are you in my notes? You in my notes. Wow. Being committed in a relationship. You committed to the difficult times. Commit to something is to be there when it's easy, to be there when it's hard. But the most of it all, you building a strong, lasting bond. You are so committed to that relationship. You say yes to everything that comes, goes back to the credit report. You commit to a person, and down the line, yeah, it hits home, isn't it? And it comes back to, oh, now I found out that you have a bad credit. Well, you committed to that when you met it, and you didn't took your time, so now none of that mattered. Now you just gonna have to stay there in a bad time because you commit to something. You can't just commit to something and take it back. Well, it got so hard. You wasn't committed to begin with. That's where the looks, the physical come into place. Because when you say yes, you said yes for what you was looking at it, but you didn't plan for ahead. You didn't plan for what God was going to take y'all, what journey, what life could that be. So now you're looking at everything and you want a resolution for the commitment that you made. You just in that because that's what commitment is. And you trying to build a bond, a relationship where physical appearance wouldn't matter because you have so many young people. It's how it's like you meet a person and they young and they beautiful, and all of a sudden we just now here living this good life, eating whatever, and we got a few pounds. We not where we used to be, and then you want to look at all this to make a decision. No, you made a decision then, and now you kind of contribute to the way I look now.
So it's my fault.
That's I'm not saying yours, but
I'm just
whoever
saying we're using just in general the concept of the
you
conversation.
contribute
But you
to.
you this you were not open and honest with me. You waited till you knew that your delicious food was gonna get me. You knew that your beautiful smile was gonna have me all hypnotized. You knew that the perfume you put on was gonna want me to think about you. And then just the things that you have accomplished and the stuff that you do. Now I'm just hooked. Like, this woman is amazing. She's beautiful. She's the wow. Yes, whatever you say. What you mean you got a negative 15,000 credit score and $80,000 in debt, and then you say, "Look, what? Oh my goodness,
Do you saw all those quality that you mentioned? All of it. But you found one bad thing about her.
we
You
can't rent an apartment.
do you so
We
but
need both of our credit need to get the house we want."
I guess we're gonna commit to work on that credit. I guess we're gonna build it from the zero because it's more good than bad. I have more qualities than anything else. So if you with a person and you see 10 good qualities, but you find two things that's against them, you got to find out what's really you committing to, because that is not one person in this world that walk in imperfection. Whether it is they we all have some areas of improvement.
So you telling me I gotta accept you with that bad credit, but you want to accept that I got 3 felonies?
I mean, why would I mean she's with you. So if she don't know you have three felonies, you two fail.
I told you from the beginning.
Okay, well, she's okay with that. I guess you got to be okay with the
Now,
credit.
now because I'm asking about the credit that she didn't tell me about, she's saying she got a problem with my felony.
No, I don't think. I mean, you know what compromise is?
Okay, so here's a new word: compromise. Tell us about it.
I mean, you got to understand that in order to be with me, you gonna have to accept some things that I cannot change. That means you gotta compromise a little bit because you found something that's worth it. And question is she worth it? Question is he worth it? And those are things that you actually look before you eat the food, before you go into the houses, before you even go into the bed. Those are not things that you're gonna find out after dating for a whole year, and now you're just gonna take a step back. Cause you can't take time back. That's why you get the standards. Get to know them. And I think so many people are afraid of asking the hard question because they don't want to make people uncomfortable. But I will better make it's better to make you uncomfortable now and leave than spend time with you and waste the time. You got to be okay asking uncomfortable questions. And we're not talking about do you have kids? All this matters, but you gotta really know the intention. What is your intentions? And if you're the kind of person that only date for marriage, you only date for marriage. Why are you trying to talk to a person that's already honest with you about I don't know. Well, I'm not sure. Well, I'm open to date, but if a marriage happened, it happened. No, 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 no. If you're the kind of person that only date for marriage, you stay in your lane. You only date for marriage. And if you want to compromise that because you found somebody that you think is worth, it's still a risk that you're gonna take within you. But if you compromise what you want, your standard, now you in a relationship, you gotta compromise. You cannot always have your way. It's never gonna work. But you gotta be willing to say, look, I'm in a relationship with you. I want to be in a relationship with you. You want to be in a relationship with me. Like how he said it, if a person has three felons, you gotta know those things. And if you get in a relationship and you don't know those things, that's you. That's not asking the right questions because you don't want to make somebody upset. Well, I don't want to scare him away. Well, I will scare you away before you even enter this relationship. Because if you were the one, you're gonna stay. If you're not, you're gonna run away, and that's fine with me. That comes with stand on business. Stand in what you believe. Stand in what you will tolerate, what you not tolerate. I have so many single women with kids, and they really just wanted a man to take them serious, that love on them, that will marry them, that will come in him and play a role as a father. But they're willing to date a person that don't want to be a father. They willing to date a person. I like him, but he doesn't really want to be involved with my kids because he don't believe that he should be under. Okay, so what do you want in a man? Well, I want a man that will take care of my kids and love my kids as a father did because they need a dad. So stick with that. So if a man is telling you, look, I like you, you're pretty, I want to date you, but I don't really want to be the dad for your son. I don't want to be the dad for your kid. I don't want to be there for them like that. Okay, well, goodbye, because I'm looking for somebody. So you got to stand on what you believe. You willing to lower your standards, and now you want a warfare. Now you in a relationship where you find, and I'm gonna touch base on staying in a relationship and forgiveness and letting go, because that was part of the podcast yesterday. I watch it, I talk a little bit about it. That was so awesome. But when it comes to relationship, if you can't forgive, you can't be in a relationship, because a relationship is going to require a lot of forgiving. Yes, a lot of it. Matter of fact, you probably have going to have to forgive one another every day. You can't stay in a relationship and hold grudges for things that happened 7 years ago, 5 years ago. So now you married and you still talking about the time we was dating. You did this. No, you can't do that. And why can't you? Because you chose to stay in a relationship. Either you're gonna forgive and move on, or you're just gonna go somewhere. I know right now. I know a few people, and I was just talking to a few of my people. Okay, they in the married, they married, and they're still arguing and fighting and bringing things that happened 7 years ago. This is not a healthy relationship for me. I don't want to be with a person that I'm gonna forget to call you certainly time in your birthday. And 10 years from now, you're gonna remember one day that I didn't call you in your birthday because I was at work in the meeting and I was tired. And then every time you get upset, you get mad at me for that. You gotta let that go. Some things is not worth it. If you chose to stay with a person, hear me clear. If a person cheats on you, because I know cheating is a big thing for us women. Okay, we want to stay with the man knowing that they did what they did, but we want to spend 10 years reminding them that they did. That's not good for you. That's not good for the person. And then if you think that in this relationship, by bringing the things that he did or she did is gonna make the relationship, or she's gonna make her feel better or guilty, you actually just pushing and destroying, because you knew that person cheated on you. You knew that person did whatever they did, whatever was, and you chose to stay. You chose to forgive that person. So now you're just living in a relationship to make a living hell. Reminder, I don't want to know what I did 5 years ago. You might still there, but I have passed, I have moved on. So why would I be in a relationship with you when you expecting me to continue to be the same 5 years old person that I was 5 years ago? It makes no sense. So we need to break the cycle of toxic relationship, and we need to be more aware of what's healthy. We need, and you know what? I'll tell people this. You go to therapy. Therapy is good for you. You can go to therapy if you find a therapist that's good enough to bring some sense and deal with some trauma. Because I know so many grown women, so many grown men that's in a relationship and there's still trauma from when my mama wasn't here, when my daddy wasn't here. You can't be healthy relationship in a kind and love relationship and still holding on what happened to you. You gotta grow. You gotta move on. If you decide to stay with that person, that means you gotta put to the side and build something new. Now, if you can't, you gotta be honest with yourself. Look, I love this person, but this person has cheated on me so many times. I don't want to be in it. Be honest, but don't be in a relationship and make the other person suffer because you're still suffering. Because in the end of the day, forgiveness is for everyone. Everyone. It's for me, it's for you, it's for every individual. That's not one person in this world that God won't give forgiveness. And we might not like it.
Wait, are we talking about relationships or are we talking about forgiveness?
Forgiveness and relationship are the same. You can't have a relationship if you don't know how to forgive. You can't. If you don't know how to forgive, you're not going to have a healthy relationship. You're going to be that negative person in a relationship, and it will be quickly and easily for you to destroy a great moment just because you don't have the ability to let go.
Hmm.
And I don't want to be in it because I am going to mess up. But one thing that I will say is forgive me. Forgive me. How can I do better? How can I be better? Then give the other person the opportunity to make up, to redeem themselves. Because sometimes we doom people and we think that they cannot be redeemed just because we don't see redemption. You don't see redemption. You think you can be redeemed, but nobody else can. That's not truth. People can't be redeemed. And that's the kind of positive attitude you're gonna have to have in your relationship. Yeah, my husband, mine, I came home and brought me flowers today, but I know he will ain't go ask. You want some flowers? You want your husband to give you flowers? You want your husband to make dinner? Ask him. What if he don't do it? I guess he's not willing to make this relationship a loving, healthy relationship. Like I said, the equally yoke will play a role. Because if you meet somebody, if you with somebody, if your husband's intention is to love and be loved, and your intention is to love and be loved, and you want those kind of love from one another, you gotta ask him, baby, I want to watch a movie and I want your hands be all over my hair. Now, sometimes we so immature that we sit around and we be mad because her husband don't put your hands on your hair. He probably think that you don't want to be bothered because you sitting with an attitude and push your heads in there. He don't even know that the reason you moving around and pouting is because you want him to hug you and you want him to be your mind reader. So you mad at him and talking about
That's
the
my
things.
love language. Hugs are my love language.
That's great.
Uh, oh, okay.
Physical touch.
Hugs.
Okay,
I just need
great.
a hug sometimes.
Okay, that's
Okay.
great. See, and you tell her.
The way you said that's great. Like I don't care. Like
I mean, no, because no, I'm sorry
no,
if
it's cool. It's all good. It's all good.
it's important to know what your love language. And when you see it as hug, it's like how hard it is for you to tell your wife, I love hug. Okay, I know a couple, and I'm not gonna say names. I can't say name, y'all. We in public here, but y'all know who I'm talking about
Oh wow.
because I spend all day in my phone with some of y'all, and y'all know who I'm talking about.
Look, let's just keep it. Don't get them closer to it. Don't think about it.
Okay,
Just say it.
it's
Don't.
okay because what I say here, I say to them in personal. So that's amazing because I am one version of me. You're not
But
gonna
we don't
get
want
two.
all 8 billion people on the planet to try to find out who they are.
Okay, they're not gonna find it because it's too many. But anyway, they can look at it themselves, around themselves, and they find themselves with every situation. But I know a couple, and he likes to hold hands in public, and she does not like to hold hands in public. She feel as though is public affection is not something that she grew up with. It. Who cares? Your man likes to hold hand. So you just gonna have to come out of your narrow way, your selfish way, because you're in a relationship with another being. That means it's not all about you. That means you got to see things with the other person's perspective, because you now serving him and he now serving you. And if you guys have that mentality, that is nothing that can come against that. So I asked him, how are you coping with that? He's upset every time he goes out. That's where you draw a line. I like it. And so I spoke to him and I said, well, you tell her that you understand, because you gotta listen to understand now. And many people only listen to respond. Yo, it's 90% of people in this world. They will listen to you, they'll already have the answer instead of understanding you and like, oh, okay, I see where you come from. And you don't if you don't know how to do that with friendship, you're gonna have to learn how to do that with relationship. See, because you don't have to be good or perfect to everybody else. But when you're in a relationship and the intentions is for forever, you're going to have to do some learning, listening, loving, and understanding. And that's just real. So I told him, you go ahead and you talk to your girl and let her know that you get upset when you can't hold her hand. And public affection is good. It's something that we should showing out there, because we're showing too many things that's not affection, right? We open Facebook and we see a lot of hitting, a lot of fighting. We go into a restaurant, you don't see affection. But what's the problem with holding your man's hand? It lets people know it's me and him. So I told him, look, and if it still bothers you, and if she's never gonna change, if she's never gonna see the need of you holding her hands, let her go, because you can't marry something that's already conformed. Like, this is who I am, and I'm not gonna change it. You can't have that mentality come in a relationship. It's like going living with your parents. You live. Everybody has lived with their parents some point, with an aunt, an uncle, a friend. You require some change to be with people and make it work. Oh, but that's my parent. It matters. When you at your parents' house, some things that you can do, some things that you cannot do to make them upset. When you in a relationship, is no different. It's a whole lot of beings, not just you. So the me mentality has to go. And if you busy at work, and if you neglect your girl, if you got too much to do, if you're the kind of person that travels, that do ministry, whatever that you do, you still have a responsibility to come home and make it up to that woman that waited there for you. Don't expect her to understand that you too tired to love on her, because if she waited there for you, now you got some sacrifices to make. And that's the part of a relationship that people don't get. You chose to be in a relationship that is up to you to make it work. And please don't wait for the person to become what they want you to become. Go ahead and work on becoming what you want somebody to be, because sometimes we too busy just, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Don't worry about what he do, what he don't. Do it to him what you want to do to you, and maybe he will catch on. Well, but what is after 5 years that person, now you sit down, you have that conversation, and make sure he understand that you want to be understood. But again, if you marry a like-minded person, we're not talking about like-minded, oh, he likes the same food that I like, he likes the same kind of music. That's not like-minded. Okay, that's just coincidence. That's just a person that has the same taste as you. We talking about like-minded when it comes to marriage. We talk about like-minded when it comes to moral. We talking about standards, moral, culture. Like, make sure you guys agree on things before we say yes to each other. If you a person that wants to have 3 kids and you meet a woman that don't want to have kids, right that and then, why you even try? You're gonna fail. If you're the kind of person that don't want to have kid, or if you want to have one but you meet a woman that wants to have five, you want her, you got to be willing to have that five. But if you don't want that five, you stop messing with a person that's already have their mind, they don't want to change. because relationship is compromising, but the most of it all is like-minded. I like the Lord, you love the Lord, I love the Lord. You love dance, I love dance. You love romance, I'm romantic. You love to cook a meal, I love to cook a meal. You love to watch a movie and lay around each other. You get mad if I don't give you kisses in the morning. Well, is this what you want? What do you want? How can I serve you? How can I make you feel loved? And you got to be able to tell your partner. Like if your love language is a woman that you want to come home and want to see your lady ready to go someplace, I'll tell her, look, I love when I come home and you ready for me. I love when I come home and you clean, and make sure you provide those things for her to become what you want her to be. The same thing your husband. If you want your husband to be romantic, tell him, I want you to dance with me. Now, if he say, I don't want to dance, well, you got a decision to make. But those are things that we investigate, evaluate in the friendship process. We're not even talking about dating process, friendship, because you got to be somebody's friend first. And this is the key. For a relationship, communication is the first key. Let me go through my notes to y'all because I spent a few times writing this down. Communication, respect. You got to have mutual respect for each other. Trust. You got to build enough consistent. And remember, trust is only built with consistent. If you with a person that's inconsistent, you're not going to be able to trust them because you're not going to be able to believe what they say it is because you're not showing consistency. You got to be consistent with one another. Boundaries. You have to be able to establish a boundary, and respecting personal emotional boundaries is very important to listen to each other. And men, beware of the emotional need that is for that woman. Women are emotional creatures, and women, pay attention, respect your husband. Men thrives, men feel loved when they appreciate it and respect. We need to stop talking to our men like they some woman. Oh, you look so handsome, you so cute. They don't care for those kind of those kind of affirmation. They want you to respect them as a man. And woman wants to be heard. She wants to be validated. She wants to know that her feelings matter, that her emotions matters. She wants you to hear her, even if you're not listening to her. She just wants that ear for you to understand. And if your woman brings a complaint into you, man, take it to the heart and do some self-examination and change. Whatever that she needs, change. Whatever that he needs, be able to give it to him. It's not hard. It's just two people that decide and accept to be imperfect with one another. You are not gonna go to a place where you're gonna find perfect people. It's just two imperfect person willing to love one another. I hope this conversation was able to help some of y'all today. We're running out of time. This has been a little short time. I just want to stop by here to let people know that the communication is important. Respect, trust, boundary, empathy, show understanding, show empathy for one another, quality time. Make sure that you will throw and put everything to the side to just spend time with each other. No matter how many times, once a week, whatever, just spend that time. Self care. Take care of yourself. Go to the gym, find a hobby, take care of your emotion, listen to some songs. Self care is important. Independent. Don't be so codependent on one another. Be independent, okay? Maintain self of independence. Don't lose yourself in a relationship. Don't expect a person to do everything, to be your everything. That is not their responsibility. Just be an active listen. Like I said, listen to understand. And again, learn how to forgive and apologize. That's a big thing in relationship. Recognize when you're wrong, apologize when it needs to, and that's okay. Learn how to bring resolution to conflict. You all be conflicting, and with no revolution, with no solution, with nothing to solve the problem. So that will be only conflict. Don't just bring the conflict, bring the resolution with the comprehension and acceptance. Comprehend one another and accept one another. But the most of it all, the last big one. First of all, I'm going to touch on regular maintenance, which is just regularly maintain each other. Like if you use flowers to get her, don't forget to give her flowers once in a while. If you gave her candy, chocolate, love, or told her she was beautiful, don't stop doing that, because what you did to get her, you're going to need to do to keep her. What you did to get him, you're going to have to continue to do to keep him. Positive interaction. I think we touch bases on that. Nurturing the relationship is big. Openness to change. Openness to change. Don't be narrow minded. Don't come into the relationship thinking that your way is the only way. Be open to change. And the most of it all, let me just say the big one: commitment. What are you committing to? What are you willing to do for? And that's up to y'all. That was Alexandra with a little bit of relationship. See you all next week. May God bless you, protect you, keep you, but the most of it all, that you will implement some of those elements in your relationship today. Try. That will help out. May God bless you.